This is so nice. I'm a content creator. Leave me alone. Look at this. Look at this. This is so nice, y'all. Look at this view. This view is amazing. This looks like a little cottage. See that? So this is Lincoln at Dilworth, y'all. Lincoln at Dilworth in North Carolina. All right, there we go. Oh, yeah. Yes, yes. Oh, yeah. I like that. View of the pool.
It already is.
All right.
There's already a lot happening.
All right. Well, we'll wait 5:05, one more minute, and then we'll get started. Welcome, everyone, for those that just joined. What's up, Carlos? D.
I need to put this on airplane mode.
Oh, yeah.
Because somebody will call me.
Oh, I think you.
I'm good.
You good?
It should come back. Yeah, we're good.
Sorry, guys. Isaac had to do a switch on his device. Seal is in the house. What's up, Seal?
Make sure everybody can hear me.
Can you guys see us, hear us? We're good?
Say it in the chat. If we're back. If we're back live, you can hear us.
All right. Well, let's get started. It's 5:05.
Mm-hmm.
Happy Tuesday, everyone. Another Tuesday Investor Town Hall. We do this every Tuesday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. My name is Rama. I'm Fanbase CTO, and I do have the pleasure of physically being next to Mr. Isaac Hayes III, who's our CEO and founder here at Fanbase.
Yes.
We do this every Tuesday to share an update of our progress in the current Regulation A crowdfunding that we're doing, and also get a chance to talk to you, tell you how Fanbase is doing, what's coming up on the product side, business side, and definitely hear from you. Any questions you might have as a new user, existing user, or maybe someone that is thinking about investing in Fanbase, millions of dollars if you would like to.
Yes.
And we can definitely answer those questions for you. So we're excited to be here. And as always, I'm going to allow the expert in the room to do an introduction on our Regulation A crowdfunding that we're doing.
I'm going to hop right over to our Start Engine page and say that, yes, we are raising $17 million in a Regulation A crowdfund on Start Engine. Currently, we are at $11,960,000 raised. That means right now you have the opportunity to invest in Fanbase for the minimum of $399 to get you 60 shares of stock in Fanbase at $665 a share with a valuation of $160 million. You will join currently in this round 12,825 other investors who have invested in Fanbase and over 20,000 in all four of our equity crowdfunds combined. So if you want to invest, go to startengine.com/fanbase and you can invest and have equity. This isn't a GoFundMe. This isn't a donation. This is actual equity stock in a social media platform that is scaling and changing and emerging as the pioneer of the social economy moving forward.
Awesome. You know what? You said this several times, but it was still powerful. You know, you said 12,825 current investors in this round. That's amazing. And overall, more than Actually, more
20,000.
20,000, much more than that, I would say.
Probably like 22,000.
Yeah, still probably has the right number. You can put it in the chat still if you know it. But that's amazing. We're gonna do a ping pong questions and answers that I know are gonna come up in this room. So number one is,
Okay.
how many times can I invest, and how much can I invest?
You can invest in Fanbase as many times as you would like to. In fact, we've had investors invest in several rounds repeatedly, which is awesome. There's no problem. And the minimum to invest is $399, and the maximum is whatever you want to invest. You want to invest the rest of the round, you can close the round. You know, we're about 5 million away from closing this round. You want to close it out, feel free, go to Start Engine, throw 5 million in there, wrap it up. You would actually probably wind up with about 3.3% of Fanbase, which is a lot of equity. If you wanted to do that. So
that's awesome.
We welcome anybody that wants to do that as well.
Yeah, definitely. So, question, because we get asked this all the time, when is the round closing? Like, do you guys know when it's gonna close?
So the round closes when we reach our goal. The goal is $17 million. That automatically shuts the round down, right? So once you cross our goal, round closes, no other people will be allowed to invest in the round. That's why we tell people to don't wait. We get these surges of investment, we raise large amounts of capital, and then the raise goes viral, and then we close the raise. And so that's how it winds up working. So don't wait. Invest as soon as you can.
Awesome. Let's just remind everyone, what is the only place where you can invest on Fanbase?
The only place that you can invest in Fanbase is startengine.com. There are two ways to get there: startengine.com/fanbase or invest.fanbase.app. Both of those will lead you to Start Engine to invest in Fanbase. You will not get a message from me from another account that is not mine telling you to send me crypto or to cash at me or Venmo me or some other way. Our raises have always been through Start Engine. They are the SEC qualified agent to be able to hold these crowd funds. And so that's the only platform that we use. So do not pay attention to anybody that's telling you to invest by just sending them straight cash or anything like that. That is a scam. And we want to avoid all that confusion as much as possible. If anybody asks you, it's startengine.com/fanbase. That's the only place you can invest.
That's awesome. So a few more questions for you, Isaac. I want to try to get you inspired here, right?
Okay.
There's a lot going on in the world. You know, a lot happened, late last year, beginning of this year. And, Fanbase is still here with an open crowdfunding. So it's an opportunity, right?
Yeah.
I want you to tell everyone why this is not just like any other investment. What makes it Fanbase special, and why would someone want to be part of it?
Well, I think the market opportunity is the first thing. When I first came up with the idea for Fanbase, one of the things that made it something that I felt like was exciting is the actual potential of how valuable something this could be and how important it could be for the culture and important for people around the planet, which is a platform that allows anyone on the planet to basically become their own content provider within a social network, right? So you're inside a social media platform. You are allowed to monetize that through subscription. And so that makes it extremely important because you can scale these things to billions and billions of dollars. And the fact that it's a platform that people can have access to invest in, which normally you would not be able to do that. You wouldn't be allowed to invest in a platform like this without being an accredited investor. I think that's what makes it important. And then secondly, this is something that's disruptive. I think we're recognizing the shift in social media, and that's becoming more like television. It's very television-like. Social media is not really now a place where you connect with your friends. It's where you connect with content. It's where you connect with people that like and are interested in the things that you're interested in. And so that's what tends to happen. So that is important. And so that's what makes this raise extremely important. Also, and this is something that I did last week. I did a webinar with Start Engine about equity crowdfunding.
I heard.
And one of the things that I thought was really significant about that was in this whole process of equity crowdfunding, the reasons why investors never wanted equity crowdfunding to get off the ground was they said that that the general public was not sophisticated enough to understand the complexities of investing in privately held companies and early stage companies. But what I found to be totally interesting about that is the only qualification that you had to have to do that was just be rich. All you had to do is make make $200,000 a year for 2 consecutive years, or have $1 million of net worth minus your house. So what does intellect have to do with the ability for you or anybody out here to decide if you want to put your hard-earned money into something that you can invest in? It wasn't. It's just a trick to say that we want access to invest in companies. When companies like Fanbase come along, we want the opportunity to invest in them before you can. And so equity crowdfunding allows you to invest in Fanbase at the same time that all these VCs and venture capitalists and all these other people, these high net worth individuals, can invest in Fanbase. So that is why equity crowdfunding is so important.
Awesome. I love it. While we talk about this, I knew I could get you inspired.
Yes.
While we talk about this, if you are someone that has invested, you're an investor or you're interested in investing, please put the questions on the chat, either on YouTube or on the Fanbase audio chat, and we'll gladly answer them as well. All right. Let's talk a little bit about some of the extra perks that we have here in the race as well. Okay, so there's actually 5/6 additional reasons why you should invest in Fanbase. Okay, we have 5 tiers in the race, and I'll go through each one of these. Now, if you are an existing investor, and by existing I means you have invested in any of the 3 prior rounds, you're gonna get automatically 5% bonus shares just by investing again, even if it's the minimum, which is $3.99. Okay. Now let's go through the tiers, because there's other additional perks that you get. You're loving those. There's additional perks that you get by investing in Fanbase as well. So tier 1, if you invest $600 or more, you're going to be part of our early access list. We're actually doing a lot of prototyping and refining on the next features and improvements in Fanbase, and we are going to be triggering a lot of these early access lists as well to get feedback and get your hands on some early product features. So if you invest $600 or more, you're automatically going to be part of this list. That's tier 1. Tier 2 is $1,000 or more. You're going to be part of this list. You're going to get 10,000 labs that you can use on Fanbase. We'll talk a little bit about where can you use lab in Fanbase, because you pretty much can use it everywhere. And also you're going to get a verified profile badge, the blue check badge that you get. Okay. Tier 3 is $2,500 or more. You're going to get also be part of the early access list. You're going to get 15,000 labs. You're going to get also a Fanbase t-shirt like this one. All right. And also a verified profile badge. We just are going to be ordering a restock of t-shirts, because we've been giving a lot of those to the investors, and we're excited about it. So if you're an investor that got your t-shirt, please be proud. Take a picture, share it on socials, tell everyone about Fanbase. That's a great way that you can help Fanbase. Tier 4 is $5,000 or more. You're going to get 20,000 labs. You're going to get the t-shirt. You're going to get an early investor gold verified profile badge, and also 5% bonus shares. Okay, so think about this. If you are a prior investor, meaning you invested in any of the prior 3 rounds, and you invest $5,000 or more, so you're already part of tier 4, you're gonna get 10% bonus shares, 5% for being an early investor and 5% for being part of tier 4. That's a lot of extra shares. And then last but not least, tier 5, if you invest $10,000 or more, you're going to get 30,000 labs. You're going to get the t-shirt, the gold verified badge, and you're also going to get to enjoy an evening and dinner with us after we close the round, which we're hoping is going to be very soon. We can't wait for that. We even heard that Isaac might cook for everyone. I'm just saying that there. I'm going to keep bringing another.
I might make salmon tacos.
I would love some salmon tacos right now. You made me hungry there. He's a good chef. I got to say that. But you also get 10% bonus shares. Again, if you are a past investor, you're going to get 5% for being a prior investor, plus 10% for being a diamond or tier 5 investor as well. It's a total of 15% bonus shares. That's a lot. All right. So 6 additional reasons why you should invest in Fanbase. Good news is that as soon as you invest what happens is Start Engine shares that list. You got to be a confirmed investor. And we'll talk a little bit about that process, Isaac, if you can share. But once you're a confirmed investor, that list gets sent to Fanbase, and it's about a week delay, right? So a week from the day that you become a confirmed investor, we get that list. You're going to receive an email. We're going to be welcoming you to the Fanbase family. And in there, you're going to be able to claim your perks. But also, don't worry, if you didn't get your email, you can email us at support@fanbase.app, or you can shake your phone and just share your information, and we'll be able to give you those perks. All right. So every single perk that we control, except the dinner, of course, because we're going to be doing that when we're done with the race, we can action on it right away. The other good news is that we can stack those perks. So if you are a tier 1 investor and you want to get more labs or get that t-shirt, you can invest again, contact support, and let them know that you have 2 different investment amounts, and we'll be able to stack them and then give you those perks. The only perks that we cannot stack are the bonus shares, just because we don't control those. Start Engine does.
Correct.
All right. So again, more reasons for you to invest. We see a lot of investors out there that they're already walking around with the Fanbase t-shirt, or they're using the lab that they get. And so we encourage everyone to participate and try to invest as much as you can. All right.
Yes.
With that said, let's see if we have any questions out there. We have some product questions, but we can answer those as well.
Okay.
How long do you think is going to take Fanbase to reach the $70 million, Isaac?
That is, I mean, you really can't say. I mean, we were at one point that we were tracking it. It varies depending on how much investment comes in, market fluctuations, the amount that people are investing at any given time, because, you know, we raised like $7 million in like 3 months, I think, at one point. So it's just very, very, it changes. I think right now, the opportunity is still there for you to invest, but we're having conversations about larger individuals coming in and putting larger amounts of capital. I would love to close the round by my birthday, which is June 10th. So like a month from now.
Remember that, guys. Are we going to have a watch party for your birthday?
June 10th. I don't know. We might.
Hold on. What day is June 10th?
Like Tuesday.
It's destiny, guys. We got to make it happen.
I think Tuesday is June 10th. I don't know. I think June.
That would be amazing. That's the sign.
I think June 10th is on a Tuesday.
That would be amazing. All right, guys. Well, we have a goal now. Everyone out there, if you're doubting, let's close the race by June 10th. We'll have a Tuesday Investor Town Hall watch party, and we celebrate Isaac with that. How amazing would that be?
That'd be fun.
Gemini season. Yes, it is.
Gemini season.
I know. These Geminis, they're special, aren't they?
If we are.
Okay. All right. Let's see.
That was interesting.
Sorry?
That was interesting that the fireworks went into the white. Look, they went into the F.
Oh, that's cool.
It rains down a little bit. Ooh.
It's meant to be. That was development work.
Yeah, look. We made it. We made it.
We'll take credit.
We'll take credit for that.
All right. Let's see. What else? Do we have any other questions in here? Someone mentioned, is there a way to run camps on Fanbase? It's a good idea. We definitely want to, or we have some plans as well to start gamifying a little bit things inside. He's saying, can we run camps? This is the #1 camp of the week in Fanbase.
Yeah, well, we could probably do that.
Yeah,
sure.
We're starting to do, so you guys know, we're starting to do some piloting. Some of you might have seen it, but we're doing some creator insights through email, where we actually measure your entire week or month on how you've been doing as far as content and monetization, and we're giving you information so we can improve the way you make money. So we're definitely going to start gamifying, not only inside the platform but outside. So I love those kind of feedback. We're all about it.
We love it.
Yep. Let's see what else we have. Someone says Fanbase is the best platform to share with everyone. You know what? I'm going to give some love to that.
Thank you. We appreciate that very much.
Isaac, as I give love inside chat room, tell everyone, especially those that are new, love is just one of the 2 ways for now that you can monetize in Fanbase.
Yeah.
Where can you earn love? Let's see. This is a test.
Oh my
Founder
God.
test.
You can earn.
I know you know it.
You can earn love in audio rooms on the stage. You can earn love in the chat room, inside an audio room. You can earn love commenting on posts. You can earn love on posts. So stories, live, flicks, plus regular posts. And then you can earn love in the DMs as well. And we might be adding another way you can.
I knew you couldn't hold yourself. Well, guys, I bet a lot of you didn't know that you can get love in DMs. You can go down in the DM. Yeah. So, that's something that is important, because as we grow, while we're seeing that, subscription is also something core to Fanbase, we are seeing a lot of love around Fanbase as well. It seems like it's, less friction. People feel comfortable. They get comfortable. And one love here, one love there ends up adding up.
I always say a million pennies doesn't seem like much, or a penny doesn't seem like much until a million people give you one.
Yep.
That's a different story. When you get a million people give you a penny, that's like $10,000 worth of pennies, and you get like half of that money. So imagine in the future when people have millions and millions of followers on Fanbase, and they post the same things they post on Instagram. They're getting likes, but they're also getting loves. They're getting tipped for the same content. That's so much money.
It is. I'm seeing Trap Puppies. He said, you're waiting for your 30K loves. Make sure you reach out to support. And if you open a ticket with them about your investment, I can promise you that we're going to take care of it, right? So just make sure you let them know, and they'll take care of your perks as well, okay?
Yep.
Someone says, let's go Fanbase investors. Yeah, we love you guys. You guys are amazing. All right, let's see. Do you have red shirts? We don't have Fanbase red shirts. Let's see. This is an interesting one, Isaac. Still any plans for seeking advertising dollars?
I think as a strategy, just as a business model that gives us more value and makes the value of the company stronger, advertising is absolutely with that. And we've actually been talking with two gentlemen who are now advisors to Fanbase when it comes to advertising. And that is something that, again, if anybody's in the space of tech and understands how you increase the value of a company, if you know that advertising is there and it's available and it's something that you can do, it can certainly increase the value of your company just by having the ability to run ads, actually add, and even help you raise capital for having that ability. So advertising is definitely on the table. My problem with advertising has always been I never wanted to interfere with the user experience. And I consistently see that advertising is interfering with user experience on social media, and I don't want to do that on Fanbase.
You actually kind of answered my question I was going to ask you. Let's take the founder cup and put the creator cup. You, Isaac Hayes, you're also a creator.
Yeah.
And I was going to ask you, what do you dislike? I want to say hate because it's too strong, but what do you dislike from current advertising models that you see in other platforms out there?
I think one, that they're starting to become more and more frequent. So now you're starting to get overwhelmed with advertising. It's kind of the same thing that happened in radio. 15 years ago was 5 minutes of commercials, and then 10 years ago was 10 minutes of commercials. Now it's like 12 minutes of commercials between radio breaks because it's all advertising. And so those segments or those times where you're just inundated with ads, of course you want to, but sometimes you just want to consume content, or they interrupt you while you're watching content or stuff like that. So as someone that enjoys watching content as a user, that's a little frustrating. And then secondly, again, if you're someone that has a large following on these social media platforms, it's limiting your reach because you equally have the same reach as some of the platform. So therefore, they can't let you reach all of your following because you in turn become prime for advertising yourself, which is what I want people to do. I want people to have millions of followers on Fanbase and be able to reach millions of people, and then in that process be able to either do partnerships or advertise, or even again have subscribers and a portion of that revenue turn into subscriptions. But you still got to be able to reach those people. And so I was looking at engagement rates of some of these platforms today, and the engagement rates were like 2.6%. Like imagine having 1 million followers and only being able to on average reach 2.6% of those people. That's just, then why am I here? Like why do 1 million people want to see me, but only 2.6% of them do? That's because you guys have to block my visibility so you make money, and that should not be part of the process.
Love it. So hopefully we answered that question, but obviously it's not going to be your traditional advertising that you see out there. Not to disrupt the user experience, and creator-centric and creator-first in mind.
Absolutely.
Love it. But yes, we're working, guys, on that. So definitely. There's a few questions maybe we already answered, but again, if you have any perks that you need to claim, please reach out to support, email support at support@fanbase.app, or check your phone and let them know about it, and they'll take it from there, right? Someone asked, are there Fanbase t-shirts available for purchase to a general public yet? There are, but we are focusing right now on shipping the merch to our investors. So there's some merch. If you go to shop.fanbase.app, you'll be able to see the merch there. But again, it might be a slight delay because we're giving priority to investors first.
Let's
okay?
get a hat. We got hats.
That is true. We do have hats.
We got a lot of snapbacks.
We do have, yeah.
And different like camo snapbacks and black snapbacks and trucker snapbacks and all that.
Yeah. Okay. Someone says, good response, Isaac, on the advertising. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
Yeah. Let's see what else we have here. Fanbase could even gamify this. Okay, talking about the gamification, I see. Yeah, there's a lot of ideas about gamification for sure. Someone asked, this is a good one for new users. How do I get the money off my balance?
So you have to create a payment profile, and that is done inside of settings. That is one of 9 things that you have to do to have the best experience on Fanbase. We use Stripe as our payment processor, which is the same payment processor as Lyft, DoorDash, and Instacart. So you yourself, as a content creator, are in essence a gig worker. You are part of the gig economy, the social economy, right? So that means you have the ability to receive revenue. To give you that revenue that you make on Fanbase, you have to create a profile, a payment profile, so that money can flow. That's either a bank account or a debit card, and then that money flows into your account. Anything over $5 goes into your account at the beginning and the first of every month, and that's how it's done.
Awesome. So I saw a few questions that someone said, hey guys, is there anything exciting coming up soon? I know some of you, we spoil you, we spoil you,
Yeah,
bringing
we've been
new features, but that's for a good reason. I think we need to talk a little bit about that, Isaac.
Sure.
So first, give everyone the vision where we are and where we're heading. And then I can dig deeper into the product roadmap, which we can share, of course. Basically.
Yeah, I think when the TikTok ban happened earlier this year, it really revealed the urgency for more tools and a different way to experience social media for users. And so I wanted to say, look, we have to make Fanbase the best app for creators in the social economy worldwide. And that requires an enormous amount of thought into the flow of creating content, the way that an algorithm will work, how users will experience Fanbase for the first time, how they understand the platform as soon as they get in there. And it's not just about us building things and then seeing how people figure it out or guessing. There's a lot of research that goes into what we're doing. And so we've been really, really diligent about that. And on top of that, to take on this undertaking of building the best social media platform in the world for creators, and everyone is considered a creator, we actually need personnel. So we've actually been expanding the team. And I think in that process of us expanding the team, we found some amazing talent, some real gems out there that are really bringing a lot to change the nature in which we continue to build Fanbase. And so that's been taking some time. And I don't mind being quiet about that, because I think it kind of leaves people like, you guys are not as, we haven't been sharing as much as we normally do. But that's because in this process, I'm just focused on user experience and retention and stuff like that. And so this is a process that we have to go through. And I'm really excited about the work that's being done behind the scenes to make that possible.
Definitely, definitely. So I'm just going to briefly mention a little bit of technical details to what Isaac said, just to support that vision as well, right? He did mention we brought a lot of new skill sets and resources into the team, which we're super excited. We grew the product team. We're also growing the product marketing team as well, all with intention and with a strategy in mind. Last Thursday, a lot of you met our newest product owner, and she shared a little bit of how she's helping us tackle our first priority. So the first thing that we're doing is we're trying to work through our entire backlog and making sure we iron out all the small things that are happening here and there inside the platform. In the meantime, we're also working into simplifying the experience within the Fanbase platform. That means simplifying and improving the user search and the content search, simplifying and improving also the way you visualize and you consume content, the home feed, and also, which is related to some of the questions you had in the chat today, how you, and we want to make it super simple, barrier-free, fun, and we're working every day. And a lot of times, people think that development is actually coding, but when you develop a product, there's a lot more that goes around coding. Not to take credit away from the developers that do a great job, but we're actually currently working on shaping the next wave of how you can create content in Fanbase, how you can search for users and content as well. And that's what we're doing right now. And that's what it looks like we're being silent, but we're doing a lot of work in the background. So
we want it to be special. We don't want to roll it out. We want it to be like, boom.
And now that we're here together, I always tell everyone on Thursdays, how many times did I tell you, we're going to get a little bit slow until we start running fast, right? And we're right now at the moment where we're a little bit slow, but we're slowly starting to pick up speed. And we're going to get to a point, guys, where we're going to be talking about nothing but great features and great improvements in the platform. So
absolutely,
I'm excited about that. All right, there's some outstanding questions here, Isaac, on still already answered, but let's go ahead. And someone said, I'm a new investor, but not a content creator. So how does that work for people like me that can create content? And can you also share the concept of everyone is a creator as well with that?
Well, I mean, investing, just period and point blank, is something that anybody can do. I think if you look at a company, observe its potential and what it could be and how it could scale and how it could grow. And I think Fanbase, one of the biggest upsides to Fanbase is that we're a technology company. And we're a technology company that can scale to large amounts of capital. Large amounts of valuation. We can scale to large valuations. And so I think in that process, as an investor, you should look at that first. Even if you're not a user, just look at the opportunity. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't have to use everything that you invest in, right? I mean, I've invested in companies right now and I've never used their products, right? And so, if you have that,
I'll go and get it. Sorry, the computer's about to die. I'll be back, guys.
It's okay. So I've invested in products that I don't necessarily use, but something that I think is extremely powerful about being an investor and a user in Fanbase is that you actually have the opportunity to help scale your investment by being a user. It'll work over there. So next, I'll say this. I'll say that everybody is a content creator. And so don't ever think that you're not, even if you're an individual that is not used to making content. I think that, anytime you're on social media, you're commenting. If you're in this room right now, what you just did was create content. Whoever asked that question, you actually created content because you contributed to the ecosystem that actually brings attention or gets someone's attention. So what you said garnered the attention of what Ramiro saw, and then in turn, we respond to that and communicate, and other people in the chat can respond in kind. So that's what being a content creator is now. It's any action that you take on a social media platform that contributes to engagement is a form of content, right? So if it's going down in the DMs, if you're commenting, if you're in the chat, if you're posting videos, You don't have to make the most elaborate videos in the world. It's just your contribution to the community and the ecosystem is some form of content. So that's how we imagine every person. That's why you can get tipped in so many ways, right? You can get tipped for just leaving a comment in the chat or leaving a comment on someone's piece of content. That is the reason why everyone is a content creator.
In fact, Sandra, who asked this question, if you check your revenue wallet, you go to your profile and you check, you probably saw that you already made some money out of that question. You created content, and it has value. It was a great question.
Yeah.
So there you go. All right, that's awesome. Let's see. How can we relay? I love this question. How can we relay conceived ideas that may bring value to the platform? So this is the best way that you can do so, all right?
Can I jump in?
Yeah.
All right. I want to say this, though, because it's important. Sometimes in audio or online or places like that, I think sometimes people might get the assumption that their voices are not heard, right? That we're just out here operating in a vacuum and not listening to the users, right? And so what's not true about that is the way in which you deliver that message and how it is the most received in the most effective fashion. So I might be on another social media platform saying, I DM'd you with a great idea about fan base, but you didn't respond. You don't listen to people. I'm like, huh? Like, I get a lot of DMs. And so there's a foolproof way to make sure that your voice gets heard, right? And that is by shaking your phone and either making a suggestion. You can type as much information, an idea, if you want to upload some images of what things you're thinking about. There's literally somebody email. I got an email. I don't know how the person got my email address, but they sent me an email trying to give a functionality, but I'm like, when that stuff comes through my inbox, that's not the way that receives it, because number one, I'm the founder and CEO of the company. I think it is best delivered to the product and development team and the marketing team so they understand how to absorb this, and then how does that play into the roadmap of what we're building. And so always shake your phone, whatever ideas you have. I mean, most of the functionality on social media platforms come from the users anyway, right? DMs came from users requesting that on social media platforms, right? Retweets on Twitter came from that. 60-second video came from requests, right? Looping video came from requests from users. All these things are suggestions that users do. So Fanbase in itself is a really large focus group of a platform that allows you to improve the platform by using it and contributing to it by using the shake functionality of your phone to send in that information. So we encourage that. I want everybody to be heard. I mean, shake your phone as many times as you need to shake it to send in all the cool things you want to happen in Fanbase, because if it aligns with what we're doing and it makes sense, then you absolutely will. It's kind of like, I don't know if you remember back in the day how a lot of things that McDonald's has on their menu came from users. Like the Big Mac was a suggestion. Like they suggested the burger.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's no one knows most than the user itself.
Right? So so user feedback is how you guide and build a platform. So that's something that's important. Yeah,
and I will say something as well, just to give some transparency to our process. So every time you shake your phone, regardless if it's an issue or an idea, that gets tagged and gets triaged properly. We have weekly and monthly meetings where we review everything that the users say. We're actually working right now on a project where we're centralizing all the feedback. We're doing surveys. Anytime someone uninstalls the app, we want to know, why did you uninstall the app? What was missing? What do you like about Fanbase? We're doing surveys for functionalities, and all this feedback, we're centralizing it, processing it, put a little bit of AI there, interpreting it as well. And with that, we're shaping things for Fanbase. So Isaac, you're absolutely right. It all matters, right? And sometimes not conveying that through the right channels might be a missed opportunity. So the best way is
lost.
Shake your phone, send it there. That's the best way. That's how we can promise you we'll listen to it and we'll take action on that for sure. All right. That's a great question here that also has to do with investment, because a lot of investors are wondering, and Isaac and I have this conversation all the time. AI right? And AI not only as part of the fan-based product, but also AI as part of the fan-based process, right? Isaac has been, challenging me and all the time saying, "Hey guys, how can we improve and speed up? AI is here, has been here. It's part of the present and the past. It's not part of the future." So something I will say is that what we're doing is we're doing a reassessment of the entire process beyond development as well, on product marketing, operations, finance, and everything, but specifically on development. And we're redefining and reshaping our development cycle. And within that development cycle, there's different phases and stages where we look at, okay, what AI tools are we currently using it? And are there any opportunities where we can improve even at the coding level, at the CI/CD, how we deploy the code as well? So we're definitely looking into that. Now, we just mentioned that we onboarded a lot of new team members. So our focus right now is aligning those team members into our development cycle. But then the next step is, okay, how through AI can we improve and speed up? Because I'm going to tell you, and that question came from Duran, by the way. More than anyone, that it's not a question of just putting AI and hoping it's going to solve that. That can bring you a lot of problems too. So we're being very strategic where we're going to be implementing AI and how we use it and what checks and balances we put in there. But we definitely want to continue being a nimble team, right? Having flexible and, we don't want to be necessarily big. We want to have tens of thousands of engineers, right? So we want to be very strategic how we grow, and we believe that there is a middle point with AI that can help us grow with that as well.
I was using AI with Fanbase this weekend. I can't tell you how, but I was, and it was really cool.
You're right. He did call me a few times.
I called him. Remember, what was that, Saturday night?
You did, yeah.
It was like Saturday night. I was like, check this out.
Don't throw that idea out there, okay? All right.
No, that was a lock and key. But yeah, AI, there's so many things that that can be done. That's why one of the things though that I found interesting about AI though is that I think that with the emergence of AI, I think that there's actually an opportunity. I actually think almost maybe two types of even social media might exist. And those that are like truly like where real things matter.
Yeah.
Because right now, you can render photos of yourself right now. Like you can render photos of yourself as puppets and all kind of stuff, right? And that's cool. It's a cool little trick, but I think the things that happen in real life that actually really matter are going to be a lot more important, especially on social media, because there's so many tools like AI, and you're not going to be able to tell what's real versus what isn't real. So being authentic and real is going to matter. Now, how AI can help in other ways when it comes to building and accentuating and adding other, exciting things to the platform that still keep it real. I can't wait for that. That's the part that I think that I'm really going to be excited about.
Definitely. All right. I want to make sure I don't miss any other questions. So everyone's saying thank you for the explanation. That was really good. All right. Well, let's see. Someone said AI can help you with audio and video editing as well, for sure. This is the only platform I know paying on day one. That is true. Let's talk a little bit about that, Isaac. I always like to bring it because it is important. One of the many things that differentiate Fanbase is the friction and time it takes to make your first cent.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about that.
So I'm gonna tell you what it is. Because these platforms are in advertising, they need your content. They need you, right? They don't work without you posting billions of pieces of content every day. You are the economic engine of Instagram, of TikTok, of Facebook, of X. If you want to bring a platform to its knees, all y'all just stop posting on the platform. If you ever want to shut down Instagram, everybody just stop posting on Instagram because they'll have no content to post. So for that reason, they will put these benchmarks and say you have to post this many times, you have to have this many watch hours, you have to this many followers. So they create this carrot and the stick type of scenario for you to chase, right? To chase views, to chase following, to chase all these things that generate enough content for them to run advertising in between. And then they may or may not decide to give you money. Somebody sent me a video of a girl that actually was like, she was part of some program on Instagram or Threads, and she made $25,000, I guess, and they haven't paid her. They're refusing to pay her.
Oh, wow.
But she did the requirement. She posted all the necessary.
The math is not mathing for the platform.
Right. Math is not. She posted all the necessary posts and met all the benchmarks. And so she gave them the ad. She gave them the content to run ads in between. And now they're like, oh, we ain't got your money. That's different than Fanbase, because since we don't run off advertising, we don't have a hidden agenda to kind of farm you to produce content, right? It's the most engaging, entertaining content that you bring to the platform is put into position for you to be tipped. And then if you go that extra step and you want subscriptions or subscribers, you can paywall that content in a few different ways, even audio, and do that. And so that's why Fanbase gives you the ability to make money out the gate, because we don't have a hidden agenda. It's literally a rev share platform. If you make money, we make money. It's right. That's the total. That's it. We're only as good as you are, right? We're only as great as you make us by creating content. And so that's the part that I love. So then we'll have some superstars. We do have some superstars on Fanbase in every format, in audio, in live, in flicks, in posting. And so the more of those people will emerge, and you'll see that even you as a new user on the platform, I'm telling you, I do this on purpose. I frequently visit the Explore page, or I go to Flicks just to see anybody's post randomly on the platform. And I'll see, oh, like they made 30 cents off this. They made 25 cents. They wouldn't, and the views aren't that, it's not that many views, right? So in my mind, I'm thinking like what most people would do is they would do some sort of calculation. If I posted a photo, right, and I have 1,000 followers, and someone gave me $1 worth of love, well, shoot, if I had 10,000 followers, that's $10. If I had, you know what I'm saying, I had 100,000, that's $100, right? 1 million followers, it's $10,000. It's all these things that can continue to add up by tipping and all this kind of stuff. So that's why our agenda is non-existent. It's just a platform that allows anybody to scale to as large of a community as they want to build, and then optionally monetize that community.
Definitely, I love it. So we woke up every day. How can we get all of our users and creators as close as possible to making that first cent?
Absolutely.
That's always the objective.
And actually, that's why we continue to add things like tipping in chat. So love inside the chat room was probably one of the latest things. And then before that, we put, again, love
on DM.
And then we got something else coming.
We have more stuff coming. We have other,
other ways,
other revenue streams as well, that I think will definitely help creators make even more money. So that's awesome. You're gonna love this one. Someone says, "Hey guys, I see your backdrop is speakers, but would love to know if there's a way in the future for filmmakers to join you on stage to preview movie trailers."
I mean, we kind of
do
that now. I mean, this is kind of
but it's actually, just talk a little bit about the concept beyond this stage, the concept of watch party and the potential of something like watch party and audio.
So the vision that I have for social media, and if I'm trying to look around corners and see what's coming, is that I noticed that people don't want to just necessarily experience content by themselves anymore. Like right now, we're experiencing content in real time, right? And normally this might be a video or something that you watch at home on your couch by yourself. But right now there's a community aspect to this, right? You're all in this audio room together and we're experiencing this together. You're in the chat room together. And so you take these functionalities and merge them. You take video and chat or video and audio and merge them together. Then you're creating a new type of experience that isn't just linear television, you watching it with nobody. So when that exciting thing happens, right? When the Knicks beat Boston last night, there's somebody there to share that with in real time, right? Or there's that part of the movie that makes everybody scream or get upset as, why are you doing this? Why are you walking to the house where you know that's where the killer is? That's why watch party is something that I think is pretty cool. And we're going to expand on watch party, but I thought about that even back in the day when I first thought about when people used to watch Scandal and then live tweet at the same time. So like, what does that look like if you bring those things together? What happens if you take the TV show and put the comment section together, right? And that's what kind of Watch Party is right now. And it'll continue to be that right now. It's taking the comment section, it's taking the chat and then putting it inside the film or the content, and then experiencing those pieces of content together. And there's a lot of great things that can be educational, right? That can be,
you can get as creative as
you can be as creative as you want. It can be funny. You can have games. You can do all kinds of stuff. We were talking about, somebody wanted to do a gamified like trivia and stuff like that, like things that you could just do with Watch Party. And so it's pretty fun that we'll be able to do these types of things and in other ways, and even enhance it more in the future.
Awesome. All right, let's see if we have any other questions before we close the audio room. I don't think we missed anything. There's a lot of stuff going on all the time there, but let's so Dwayne, I'll follow up with the tech support on that one and see what happened there, so no worries. Part of the product growth, we also brought some new talent into tech support that enables us to scale the way we support. Something that is coming that I can tell you for sure is we're going to have a fan-based help center very soon.
Cool.
That will allow you to not only get help just by looking at the different articles and FAQs, but also be able to track your tickets. A lot of you share ideas or share issues that you might experience, and now you're going to be able to centralize all of that in one place. And that's just part of some of the efforts that we're doing across the entire board. All right. And with that said, it's 5:53. Let's do a quick recap, Isaac, for those that joined late.
I will recap this whole session. So right now we are raising $17 million in a Regulation A crowdfund on Start Engine. We are currently at $11,966,558 from 12,825 investors that have invested in Fanbase for at least a minimum of $399. And you can join all of those individuals right now by investing in Fanbase by going to startengine.com/fanbase or invest.fanbase.app. And owning part of a company. This again is not donations. This isn't a GoFundMe. This isn't a Kickstarter. This is actually equity. And what I even love about, what I'm realizing too about what we do too, because even now when I'm having a conversation on equity crowdfunding, a lot of times, and I'm not opposed to this. One of the things I love about Fanbase is that we're actually giving direct equity into the company. This isn't even a safe. Sometimes people do safes and all that. Yeah. This is like, no, you're on the cap table the moment you invest, not the opportunity to purchase at a future valuation of whatever. No, this is like, you want to own a part of this company today, right? May 13th, you can invest. And as soon as your investment clears, you have equity in Fanbase and you own part of the company as we continue to build. It isn't a promise of future equity. It isn't anything other than that. And this is the opportunity that, again, only wealthy people have always talked about and shared between themselves. And so now you are in the position of those same accredited investors to have a shot at scaling a technology company that you own. And with this opportunity, you yourself serve as an advocate, an ambassador, someone that speaks about the growth of Fanbase and how far we're going and how far we've come and how far we're going to go. So again, go to startengine.com/Fanbase. You want to invest and join the over 22,000 investors in total that have invested in all 4 rounds.
Again, Isaac, when is your birthday again?
June 10th.
June 10th. Okay, so let's see if by June 10th we can aim at closing the race. Let's see, I'm looking right now, and it is a Tuesday, so it's meant to be. Well,
if y'all can close my round, if y'all can close the round for my birthday, that we get to 17 million by June 10th. That's the birthday present.
That is a birthday. We're going to celebrate here. Can we bring a cake?
Yeah.
All right. We're going to bring a cake. We're going to make very special.
Like, if we can get to 17 million in the next 27 days, right? We need we need a campaign. We need to do a whole birthday. We need to say it's Isaac's birthday and I'm turning 50.
No way.
Yeah.
Really?
Turning 50.
Oh my God. It's meant to be. No, you don't. I was shocked, man. I've known you for a long time. I did not know you're going to turn 50.
Turning 50. So
that's amazing.
Birthday for me.
Man, I want to look like you when I'm 50.
50th birthday. We closed the race for Fanbase at $17 million.
That's
Yeah, I don't
awesome.
look 50. I don't. I just, like again, I drink water and stay away from people.
You do, man. I admire you. I'm gonna. This is behind the curtains. Every company out there has a founder that, founders are special. They have something special. They're different, right? And that difference sometimes can be positive or not so positive. And you have those founders that they either party, they spend their money on stuff that they shouldn't be spending and everything. And I think we're blessed, man. Because you don't party. You're all about fan base.
Yeah.
And and that's true. And that's something to value.
One of my good friends, Ryan Wilson, who owns the Gathering Spot and has a new venture called Retreat here in the area. He was like, man, you understand, it's like there are not too many people like us. Like, he goes, there's not a day that I come here and I see your truck here. I don't care if it's Saturday, I don't care if it's Sunday, you're at the office. Because there's always, to me, this is a joy. This is a blessing. This is something that it's a purpose for me. This is not work. This is a mission. And so I love being able to do this. I love being able to provide this opportunity for people. This really matters to me because I understand how important it is for the future of people on this planet that want to have income, right? With AI coming to take all these jobs, I think the gig economy, the creator economy is going to be the economy of the future. And so being able to do that worldwide and then knowing that we can scale a business to the multi-millions and billions of dollars and have those people join along in that success, because then as we mature, whatever our exit strategy is, whether we go IPO or get acquired, once that takes place, now you're having a whole nother conversation of a distribution of wealth. And the next idea that, myself and Ramiro decide we're going to do after this or whatever, we're like, yo, we might come up with another app right after this one. I don't know. You never know.
I can't even think about that.
We're gonna take a vacation. We're gonna take a break for a little bit.
That's what you say. I believe when I say
exactly. But until then, this is our focus 24/7. And we'll continue to build the company.
Awesome. All right. Well, we're gonna I send you the link. Yeah. We're gonna finish up our audio room with the Fanbase Promise. Mm-hmm. So a lot of you have seen it, but if you haven't, please stay around so you can watch it. What Fanbase stands for, what we're all about. I mean, the way you just close the room, I couldn't say better. But we will be here again next Tuesday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. We also have some other amazing audio rooms going on Fanbase that I encourage you to join. Mm-hmm. We might have surprise pop-ups in the next day or so. Just be on the lookout. With that said, hope you have a fantastic rest of the week. Thank you so much for everything that you do, for being here, for sharing your feedback. And we're going to hear you and see you next week. So
next week.
Thank you for those that joined through YouTube as well, guys.
All right, guys.
Thank you.
Later.
There you have it.
Ideas and creativity are not just welcomed, but celebrated.
Search for
We are Black-owned, minority-funded,
and
supported by a diverse, inclusive, powerful community
it.
that believes in the strength of authenticity and individual
Go to the channel.
Regardless of success or background, we welcome you, the marginalized, the underappreciated, the successful, the superstar. We're for all who seek a space to express themselves freely, where they are rewarded for being their authentic, true self.
Here it is. I found it.
We transcend because only we have the right to define ourselves.
Okay. I'm about to
share it now. Hold on a second.
The culture, the creators, and for the future, where everyone has a power to shape their own destiny.
I think you can hear it too.
Where all are empowered.
That's the one
Voices
on
are
my phone,
amplified,
though.
and freedom is embraced.
Let me pause it. All right. So let me do the share screen. Present, share screen. Fan-based promise. There you go. Make it bigger.
Bravery is not the absence of fear, but the ability to overcome it. We stand for those who defy suppression, who speak out, and those who walk the road less traveled. Everyone deserves to be seen and their voices be heard. We're sparking a movement, growing a community of creators united by the desire for freedom, choice, equity, and ownership. At Fanbase, it's all for one and one for all. We support each other to guide, promote, and uplift you in a place where you can unapologetically be yourself. A place where your voice, ideas, and creativity are not just welcomed, but celebrated. We are Black founded, minority funded, and supported by a diverse, inclusive, powerful community that believes in the strength of authenticity and individual choice. Regardless of success or background, we welcome you. The marginalized, the underappreciated, the successful, the superstar. We're for all who seek a space to express themselves freely, where they are rewarded for being their authentic, true self. We transcend labels because only we have the right to define ourselves. We are built for the brave, the culture, the creators, and for the future where everyone has a power to shape their own destiny, where all are empowered, voices are amplified, and freedom is embraced. For the first time, you have a chance to own the platform you helped make popular. It's a revolution, a movement in how we connect, create, and share. Everyone is a creator, and everyone has a fan base. Here, you can be you without limits.
There you have it. There you have it. All right. So that concludes the Tuesday Invest Town Hall. See you again next Tuesday.